The area-based inspection in West Belfast was one of a number of area-based inspections that were carried out by the inspectorate to look at various aspects of provision over a geographical area. Not looking at sort of one aspect in particular, but to see how everything was joined up. The area-based inspection in West Belfast focused on transition. And there were actually two area-based inspections carried out at that time, West Belfast being one of them, focusing on transition. That's transition across the various educational phases in the West Belfast area. I was the reporting inspector, and that's in charge of the inspection, in charge of a large team of inspectors. I'm also the area board coordinator for Belfast, which is now, of course, the Education Authority for Belfast. The inspection was carried out over a period of 2 weeks with a large team of inspectors and visiting educational establishments across all phases. That's from nursery right up to further education, training, work-based learning, and that included schools, so it wasn't just schools. And it also included looking at community groups, and the community aspect is really important of all of this. So it was joined up. We issued a report for the area of West Belfast. We issued another report for another area, also on transition, about the same time. And interesting enough, a short summary of main findings was left with each of the institutions visited across West Belfast to help them take forward their improvement work. So in a sense, I suppose that was the audit that was carried out. We also reported to a wide range of stakeholders, including the department, to all the stakeholders in West Belfast, actually the departments, and reported findings to each of the departments and the range of stakeholders. And really, that was when the interesting work started to happen. The West Belfast area took control of the situation itself, which is really interesting. They took the initiative and they responded actually to the findings. So they actually said, these are the findings and this is what we want to do about it. And actually the West Belfast Partnership Board actually decided themselves to respond and said, this is what we're going to do. And there's a lesson in there, and that's people taking control of the response to inspection findings themselves and identifying with it. And it was interesting, as a community group as well. And things sort of snowballed from there. So that inspection finished, it must be 6 or 7 years ago. And what's happened has been the sort of improvement work that has happened since then across a wide range of organisations who've taken control of this themselves. I'm not saying it's perfect, I'm not saying it's perfectly connected, but they're making the connections because they want to do this. And my role has really been working with them on this, and in a sense giving self-evaluative advice, as I call it. It's a term I use, as the thing is rolled along, as a district inspector and as an area board coordinator. So I look at the evidence of the improvement they have, and I give them ongoing evaluation, but evaluative advice based on first-hand evidence, and that's allowed them to adjust as they're going along and make further improvements. And now there's a wide range of organisations involved in this. So the area learning community, the post-primary, is a key player in this. Okay, they're taking forward the improvement work, linking with the West Belfast Partnership Board. And we now have an area learning, we call it a network community, but the primary schools, they set up themselves. They're taking it forward and they're linking with the area learning community that's in post-primary, all focused on improvement. So it's serendipity to some extent, but I would call it shaped serendipity, and shape's the word I use. It's not really bottom up, it is bottom up, but it's shaped. And people like myself try to help and shape it and give advice and give evaluation as it's going along. And I call this hearts and minds. And because people are really committed to it and believe in it, it works. Doesn't work perfectly. Yeah, I use the word messy, but messy's good. Really, it's one of the challenges in area-based evaluation leading to improvement. How do you ensure that? Area-based evaluation, you've got to think forward, ensuring the improvement follows that. Well, the key driver for all of that is to have an external evaluator, building on the organisation's own evaluations that are carried within the area, and that's what we have had here. Because you need external quality assurance of the internal self-evaluation that's happening across this area, and that's what we have here, and that's what I do as the inspector. I quality assure the evidence that's being produced by all the different organisations and give continuous feedback on that. And I mean continuous formative feedback. I call it allowing them to adjust the bus that's going along the road. You don't wait till it's got to the end of the road and the bus goes off the end of the cliff and then you give the sort of evaluation. That's too late. So that's the challenge, to be able to square those circles, to be able to have the external quality assurance that I do, and do it in a formative manner, not a summative manner, and allow people to adjust as they're going along. And I think we have done that pretty well. And once those connections start to get made, even half made, it's amazing the difference that happens in improvement.